回来，再来看国际方面的消息。美国总统川普27日宣布，极端组织伊斯兰国最高头目巴格达迪已经在美军在叙利亚的一次军事行动中身亡。据半岛电视台28日报道，世界各国对这一消息的反应存在分歧。一些领导人将其视为打击恐怖主义的一个转折点，尤其在叙利亚和伊拉克地区，因为他的身亡，当地的社会现状受到了不小的影响。
5 p.m. Saturday evening, 8 American helicopters were carrying as many as 100 U.S. Special Operations Forces. They took off from Iraq and flew for 70 minutes across Syria. The pilots flew low to avoid detection, but came under fire during the flight, returning fire as they went. Their destination was a compound in western Syria. According to President Trump, the area had been under surveillance for a few weeks. We learned today an informant inside ISIS told the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces that the elusive ISIS leader was hiding out at this compound and provided a piece of underwear and a blood sample that was used in a DNA test to confirm his identity before the raid took place.
The aim was to capture Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, and if we couldn't capture him, then of course we were going to kill him.
When they arrived, the helicopters began firing on the buildings, allowing the soldiers from the Army's elite Delta Force and their canines to land. Believing the front door was booby-trapped, they blew holes in the side walls in order to enter the compound. An intense firefight ensued, and a number of ISIS fighters were killed, with at least 2 fighters captured and 11 children taken into custody. 2 of Baghdadi's wives were also killed during the operation. They were found with their suicide vests still intact. Baghdadi himself fled into an underground tunnel, taking 3 children with him. A canine member of the Delta Force team went after Baghdadi, and that's when the terrorist leader detonated his suicide vest, killing himself and the 3 children with him. It's unknown if they were his children.
We tried to call him out and ask him to surrender himself. He refused. He went down into a subterranean area, and in the process of trying to get him out, he detonated a suicide vest, we believe, and killed himself.
President Trump says 2 American Special Forces members were slightly wounded in the attack. The Delta Force canine was also wounded, but is reportedly doing fine. A short time ago, President Trump tweeted out this picture of the dog. His name is still classified. A DNA test positively identified Baghdadi's body soon after he was killed. U.S. Special Forces were in the compound for about 2 hours and were able to gather what's described as highly sensitive material on ISIS before pulling out and flying back to Iraq.
Baghdadi and the thugs who follow him were responsible for some of the most brutal atrocities of our time. His death marks a devastating blow for the remnants of ISIS, who are now deprived of their inspirational leader, following the destruction of their physical caliphate earlier this year.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who dreamed of destroying the West and was responsible for the murder of thousands of people around the world, was buried at sea by American forces.
黎巴嫩民众的示威活动规模不断扩大，许多国际经济方面的专家认为，黎巴嫩马上就将发生经济崩溃。周二，现年49岁的黎巴嫩总理哈里里发表电视讲话，称政府的改革措施因为受到其他政派的影响妨碍而难以推进，要求在72小时之内化解分歧，并宣布将会向总统提交辞职信。
You say that you have enough reserves to ensure that this country can stave off economic collapse as long as the political situation here is sorted out. Are we talking days, weeks, months?
It's a matter of days because the cost is heavy on the country, but more important, we're losing every day confidence, more and more confidence. And finance and economy, it's all about confidence. The banks are closed. The real asset of Lebanon are the Lebanese working outside our diaspora. If they don't see a solution that gives hopes for the future, then these inflows on which Lebanon relies will diminish in an important manner. And in order to save this situation, we need immediately a solution.
The banks need to reopen, and the longer that the banks stay closed, as they are today in Lebanon, the further the crisis of confidence, the bigger the risk that there is a run on those banks, and the further damage to the Lebanese economy, correct?
This is correct. We want, on one side, to see the demands of the people of Lebanon being satisfied. We share their views, which I sympathize with. But on the other side, we need from the politicians or the political parties to take initiatives to solve what is happening today and creating all this paralysis.
再来看娱乐方面的消息，距离好莱坞著名制片人韦恩斯坦性丑闻爆出已经过去了将近2年时间。韦恩斯坦在过去是几年中涉嫌性骚扰、性侵害多名公司员工，调查仍在继续，风波也并没平静。目前，在纽约的一间酒吧，一名女性喜剧明星与韦恩斯坦狭路相逢，并与其发生了正面争执。这一事件目前已在网络走红，该女星也因此受到了大量关注。
Nobody's gonna say anything. Nobody's really gonna say anything. 21-year-old Zoe Stuckless enraged at the sight of Harvey Weinstein at a private event in New York City. I'll get out of here, that's fine. I am happy to leave, but nobody's gonna say anything. And unleashing their fury at the crowd. I'm gonna stand 4 feet from a rapist, and nobody's gonna say anything. Weinstein among those in attendance at Actors Hour, a monthly event in New York City that's dedicated to artists. He's accused of sexual misconduct by more than 80 women and set to go to trial on sexual assault charges in January. Weinstein has pleaded not guilty in the criminal case and maintains the sexual encounters he's had with women have been consensual. Stuckless told CNN they needed to confront the disgraced movie mogul after other people in the room seemed to welcome him being there. I kept thinking about the fact that we were in a room full of young artists, young women, creating art and being vulnerable on the stage, and this was the very community that Weinstein was able to terrorize for so many years. The video shows Weinstein listened to Stuckless but didn't react. In a statement provided to CNN through his spokesperson, Weinstein said, quote, "I am happy to address anyone's questions. We should all be offered the courtesy to voice opinions and be heard and to even get answers. I am glad we all still have these rights." Stuckless wasn't alone in the protest. Comedian Kelly Bachman, who says she is a rape survivor, addressed the, quote, elephant in the room during her act, calling Weinstein Freddy Krueger.
I didn't know that we have to bring our own maze and rape whistles to Actors Hour, y'all.
Some guests booed Bachman, even told her to shut up.
Shut up. No.
But she kept going.
I have been raped, surprisingly, by no one in this room, but I've never gotten to confront those guys, so just a general you.
Bachman walked out of the club when Stuckless was asked to leave by the venue. It's unclear whether Weinstein was invited to the private event. The event organizer told CNN, "I am deeply saddened that his presence was not only a trigger point for some attendees, but that some women ultimately felt unsafe when a safe environment is what I set out to create for the acting community."
That New York City venue, which caught a lot of heat on social media for kicking Stuckless out and actually has since deleted its Facebook page, said in a previously posted statement that they really wanted to welcome everyone to the event, and that includes treating guests equally with the same service and respect. Bryn Gingras, CNN, New York.
目前，南加州的大火正在不断蔓延，并且影响到了世界电影中心好莱坞的众多活动。昨天本该是最新一部《终结者》电影首映式的日子，但由于洛杉矶西部突发山火，原定于派拉蒙公司举行的首映式及之后的活动被取消。另外，剧组也表示将为大火中受灾的民众捐献物资。
You may have changed the future, but you didn't change our fate.
Paramount planned a big Hollywood premiere Monday night for Terminator Dark Fate. But Monday morning, a fast-moving brush fire exploded in the middle of Los Angeles, prompting many people, including Terminator star Arnold Schwarzenegger, to evacuate their homes. So Paramount canceled the red carpet and announced it was donating the food from the after-party to the American Red Cross for people affected by the California fires.
The acting became... I wasn't acting anymore.
Here's something that doesn't happen very often: an Oscar winner playing another Oscar winner. Rachel Weisz is signed to portray Elizabeth Taylor in A Special Relationship. The film will focus on Taylor's friendship with her assistant, Roger Wall, who helped inspire her to become an activist in the fight against AIDS. They Shall Not Grow Old, Peter Jackson's technologically enhanced World War I documentary, is one of Fathom Events' most requested titles. So the film event company and Warner Brothers are re-releasing it. They Shall Not Grow Old will screen in 2D and 3D in more than 800 U.S. theaters on December 7th, 17th, and 18th. Check fathomevents.com for details. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
接下来，请一起关注汉天生活报道。